Hey everybody, how you doing? John and Forrest here, back with another monthly market update.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. This month there's not a huge amount to report, to be completely frank, in the real estate market, but we're going to give our general kind of like what we're seeing out there, what we're feeling, where we think things are going report, and probably just our opinion on why it isn't that way, I guess.
As per usual, update, as
Yeah,
they say.
yeah. So we'll keep it kind of short and sweet, but the general kind of vibe out there right now, what we're seeing in the data and just kind of anecdotally on the street, is that it's kind of a bit slow. And the year kind of started off quite active, I would say, and the end of last year was relatively active. We've kind of just seen buyers take a little bit of a step back and just kind of people are only making moves if they really have to, for the general reasons of families growing, relocations, blah blah blah. It's kind of perfectly timed with Trump's second term as of like January 20th when he came in. And I think this whole tariff rhetoric is kind of, well, now potential fact, has actually kind of thrown everything off a little bit and scared a few people off. However, the bulk of people moving, almost everyone we're dealing with, and the bulk of people moving all the time are people that need space, want to downsize, want to move, like we said. So things are still relatively active and the market is still performing how it should. It's just I don't think we're in quite the hot market that we thought we might be in. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was picking up steam early January. We were like, whoa, like this is going really well here. And it slowed down a bit, but we're still very active and we've got a lot of stuff like coming down the pipe and like new listings coming up and people we're working with. So while there hasn't been kind of a mad rush of new buyers, there's definitely a lot of first timers out there still. And like John says, most of the people that we are working with are making a move from a condo to a townhouse to a house. And because we're in more of a little bit of a balanced market, it's a lot easier for them to do that. Generally, they're taking a little bit less than they would like to on their sale, but they're also getting a really good deal on the buy, so things are balancing out. Everybody seems to be quite happy to have the extra space and time to kind of make more educated decisions on what they're buying and stuff like that.
100%. And this is the thing, I think people get so fixated on what's the market doing, but the reality is, if you're sitting there in a condo, you're sitting there in a townhouse, and you're kind of going, oh, we should probably look at like moving, we kind of need more spaces, which is the general reason for moving these days. This is the perfect market to do it in. You can do a subject to sale offer. You have the choice of more listings than you've had in the last probably 5 or 6 years, or maybe even more. It's kind of ideal to make these moves, right? Or to get into the market. Rates are actually pretty good right now. You can get a 5-year fixed around, I think, 4.2, around 4 to 4.2, depending on the amount you put down. You can get a 5-year fixed around 4.4, 4.5. You can get a variable somewhere in the middle. These rates are actually not bad considering where they were a couple of years ago. Yeah. So I guess we're kind of surprised that the kind of global issues are having this much of an effect on the market. But I also just think it's, people are kind of fearful about what's going on out there right now. It's been pretty wild. The first 5 weeks of Trump in office has been
pretty crazy.
Bit of a roller coaster. So I think people are just taking a wait and see approach. We'll see how things progress. But I don't know. It's a weird one for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. And kind of to echo what John said, like we're kind of seeing those first timers come in on like the end. Like when we have a seller that's selling a condo, we're seeing them. The first time buyers come in on the buy side of that, and then when we go to look, it's kind of funny because you'll see almost most houses that we're looking at are like really large townhouses. Those people are also like buying something bigger or down, like, so there's this chain of people just kind of making these lateral moves or like moving up a bit or moving down a bit. And we're definitely not seeing many investors come into market or people looking to buy things for rentals or anything like that.
I haven't seen an investor in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, this is normalcy.
Yeah.
Right. I think we just got so used to this hot topic of real estate, especially in the Lower Mainland here, the last kind of 10 years, right? And I think we're just back to a more normal market. Like Forrest said, like the investor play doesn't really work anymore without putting a huge down payment. And why would you? Like when there's so many things against you, so many headwinds with rates, with capital gains tax, with rent
changes
control,
to tenancy rights.
Yeah, all these things. Like, why would you? And it's super illiquid. Why wouldn't you just put it in the markets, right? Or Bitcoin. So there's all these things going on. But I think we're just we're in a new chapter. I was saying this to a guy on the phone earlier I was talking to about potentially downsizing, and he's kind of like, the price is not very good, but he's going to Edmonton. Edmonton market's rising, right? So we're at this kind of point right now where I think people are really assessing their options. I think people are looking forward going, well, prices have been low for a good couple of 2.5 years right now. Do we really see them going back to where they were anytime soon? I personally don't.
I personally don't as well. And again, to echo what you're saying, you are seeing a lot of people that are like, would maybe like to make a move, usually older folks with a house, but they're kind of just, they still think that we're going to see these high prices that we have.
Yeah.
They're just kind of, they're like, oh, well, when prices go back up? And I'm like, I don't know how much more you think prices are going to be going up.
Well, how many times have you spoken to someone recently and they've been like, well, rates are coming down, right? So prices will go up. And it's like, well, rates have come down 2% almost, and prices are exactly the same as they were when they were at 6. So, like, it's not just about the rates, right? There's a lot of other things at play here.
I think, as we've said many times before in the video, it's like a perfect storm of inventory versus buyers versus kind of market value and where it's going. No one really knows, but I think if it kind of keeps on this trajectory for the rest of the year, we're going to see quite a balanced market, maybe a little bit high on the inventory, maybe some sellers kind of holding out for prices that aren't achievable. But overall, I think things are just going to keep chugging along, and I'm kind of curious to see how the next 2 months go.
I mean, 2 months flat. Yeah. I think this year probably, we said it before, like I think in January probably relatively flat. I don't see anything really changing. You if the tariff threat thing is less of a big deal, or it kind of gets minimized or it goes away, and the noise south of the border quietens down a little bit, we may see some more people return to the market, and it might keep it a bit more buoyant. But at the same time, if there's anything we've learned, don't predict what's going to happen down there.
Nothing is predictable in the real estate market,
or in the US right now.
Or in the US.
So I think be prepared for a flat year. If you're looking to make a move and you already have a property, it really is a good time to do it, no matter what it is. If you're going to get in, I think it's great because rates have come down, inventory's high. You can lock in a lower rate and benefit whenever it does recover. But there's no real rush. And I think if you are looking to downsize and cash out and move away, probably a good time to do it. If you're looking to stay in the area, I think that's the one play where maybe it's not so great, but then the question becomes, well, when do you want to do it? If it's going to be in the next 3 years, it might be better to do it now, because I personally don't see prices going anywhere in the next couple of years, really.
If anything, if we get enough inventory hitting the market, they could see some downward pressure on pricing, right? So, as usual, we'll update you guys again next month if anything exciting has happened. But in the meantime, if anyone ever has any questions, or apparently we've missed something here.
No, sorry, we do. I was going to say we'll do an update. I think the next rate announcement is March 12th. So we'll do
like
one
third week of March type thing.
Yeah, so we'll do one kind of mid-March or whatever. But I think the general consensus is it's going to be a hold, so no more decreases. So yeah, we'll update you then. And then, as always, if you guys have any questions, concerns, do you want to chat about anything, just hit us up in the details below, and then we'd love to chat with you.
All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of your month and take care out there.
Thank you.
Bye.